Hey, welcome everyone in the house. Share it out. Share it with your Arabic ENS communities. Share it with your ENS communities in general. We're going to be talking with Bishara Mubarak, who is an incredible resource, knowledgeable, and very active in promoting ENS within the Arabic community, and the Arab community and the Arab world is going to know about ENS largely because of the work that Bishara is doing actually in this foundational way. So I just was actually finding some videos he was posting on YouTube back in May that I had been sharing, looking back through some old stuff on my Twitter. So I really, really want to welcome everyone into this space and grow it up big. So please share. We got a lot of people on deck. 40 plus people have, put the reminder on the space. So let's not let Twitter rug us. Let's get all our friends in here, share it out. Make sure that the whole world hears what's going on over here. So give us a few more minutes while we collect ourselves and get us shared out everywhere. Please join us in sharing, and we'll be back shortly. It's 9 p.m. in Dubai. It's 8 in Riyadh. So the Arab world is getting ready to go to bed. Got a few more hours before everyone's asleep, probably. Maybe not. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Zero. Can't have this space without Zero. Right on, everyone. Thanks for coming. Come on, share it out. Let's get everyone in here. Let's pack the room. I'm going to share a few more spaces here. I'm just copying and pasting and frantically sharing. We'll be starting real shortly. In the meantime, enjoy these jams. Found some 1 hour mix of Arabic trance music. Damn, this is where it's at, right? I mean, this is fire. Let me know if you want the link. There we go. There we go. I got the share out, the last share. Yeah, my Twitter was rugging a little bit, so please forgive me for the extra long delay. It's a little tricky sometimes when you're logged into one account, but Twitter still thinks you're logged into another. So that's kind of the challenge of bouncing back and forth between so many different accounts, is that sometimes it just confuses the old Twitter. So anyway, thank you everyone for being here. We appreciate anyone who's able to join today, because the Arab ENS community is really, I think, set up for some interesting times ahead. Knowing what I know, about just the size of the Arab world and for global adoption, what that means, that the Arab world will be a large, part of the ENS adoption in general, and that there's kind of this aspect of cultural, like, flexing with the license plates and some other things with digits that are very interesting and applicable here, with the digit and the Arab subculture, subculture communities. So I'm just stoked to have Bishara. Thank you for being here. Like, as my guest, I really wanted to just get to know you better today and chat with you about this general topic of Arabic ENS and Arab ENS in general. So thanks, man. It's great to have you.
Appreciate you having me, n0vax. I've known you for more than a year now. Been watching you, host and interact with a lot of historical NFT community, and it's been great. Thank you for having me again today. I'm stoked for today.
Wow, man, it's crazy when you put a timeline on things, and it helps you to realize just, I mean, it's a cool time, really, because every day feels like, weeks, and we're getting to know, each other through this medium well, and kind of have a sense of, where we're traveling, the circles that we're in. And it's sometimes funny how long it can take to just to get together and get to, get to that deeper level. So I'm excited here to learn more about, like, your background in crypto in general, and just kind of like where your passion for adoption and ENS really began. And I don't want to ask you like a million questions all at once and throw them all at you, but I'm just like, man, I'm so curious and I'm so grateful, and I've been so pleased and appreciative of your communication style. You're very respectful, and your pacing, your English is really rock solid. I just think that you're a real asset to the whole ENS community, and it's important to kind of put a spotlight on you and better understand all the things that you're up to. So maybe, yeah, just tell me a little bit. I'm trying to focus it for you about, like, yeah, what got you in, just the intro kind of deal of where it all began for you.
Definitely. Well, I can go all the way back to back in my, I don't know, probably 10, 12 years ago. Well, even more. When I was a young kid, I loved math, physics, and education, and more of a, I love the numbers. I love dabbling with numbers, statistics and analyzing like crazy stuff, complicated stuff. Um, that was when I was a kid. So of course I enrolled in engineering degrees and whatnot. I got my telecom engineering degree like nine years ago. But yeah, I mean, I dabbled in that field. I'm still in that field as a day job, right? Um, but on the side, the along the lines like six years ago almost, I heard about, oh, Bitcoin, okay, Ethereum, what are they? And it didn't really spark my interest, but I saw a lot of people around me talking about the prices and mooning, and that was back in 2016, 2017 time, and and we hit the crash and whatever. I didn't really. That was the very first time I heard about Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? I never got the time to look up for to look them up or read the white papers. Uh, Fast forward to 2019, 2020, just before the pandemic, actually, a year before the pandemic happened, I started reading more and more about investing in general. I started investing and dabbling about, really reading more and more about the fundamentals of investing. And, one of the assets that I came across is definitely Bitcoin, right? That was back in 2019. I was reading a lot, and it got my interest. I was like, hold on, this is digital. It's digital, it's on the blockchain, you can track it, you can see all the transactions, there's no way that you can that you can stop it. There's no way that you can um, um, uh, you know uh, mess with the blockchain. So I was like, okay, this is very interesting, and it's going to be a very core asset, digital asset for the coming years. So from there, I studied Bitcoin itself. I studied the blockchain itself of Bitcoin, and I studied blockchain as a general, what it does, and why is it why is there something called blockchain. Um, a year later, that was 2020, I read more and more about Ethereum blockchain. Okay, I was just interested, going back and forth, and I started investing and put my money in one basket and two baskets, and I did all types of mistakes when I first started. I lost, a lot of money back then, um, but I came to realization that eventually the humans, us, we are moving towards the blockchain. That's the bottom line. That I want to take one takeaway from today. We're moving towards blockchain, uncensored blockchain, whether it's public, whether it's private, whether it's hybrid. It's uncensored. It's a blockchain where you can transfer data, and nobody can stop that, because we've seen the last weeks, the last few months, where countries try to ban. What's been happening recently is countries trying to ban websites, trying to ban applications that they just think that they don't fit their financial system. They think it's a threat to their financial system, to their financial institutions and whatnot. With the Bitcoin growing the past few years, and Ethereum, a lot of applications and dApps been built on top of it. It's especially with the DeFi a couple of years ago, uh, the governments started realizing, okay, we gotta put, we gotta do something. If we can't, we've been against it for so many years, and we have to put a stop to it. But they tried their best, and now it's becoming more of a. I love the whole blockchain, the whole Web3, because the core concept is borderless and immutable transactions between you know anonymous people. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to know you trustless system, right? You don't have to trust anybody. You just gotta trust the smart contract. You gotta read it, trust the smart contract. Boom, transaction happens. Um, and that's the essence of my interest in Web3.
Yeah.
Um, Last year, I started dabbling in NFTs, of course, just like everybody else. Earlier last year in January, February, and a lot of projects, a lot of you know, I wasn't one of the lucky ones to mint the Bored Ape or any CryptoPunk or whatever. But I dabbled in a lot of crazy projects very, very, very early, and got 99%. Either they were rug pulls or even slowly rug dust. And I was fine. You just learn with experience. That's why I didn't invest, or I didn't put much investment, but more of I invested in the knowledge and the experience that comes out of it. And eventually, by the end of that year, I was like, okay, let's more move our focus into more like legitimate um, um, areas, or legitimate, to my perspective at least,
Right.
historicals and ENS, and that's
Yes.
what I'm focused on. Yeah.
Your experience parallels mine, man, where I kind of went, okay, like I learned a lot from my mistakes, and that's how it has to be, unfortunately. And I think that can be a discouraging thing for adoption and bringing people, especially when there's limited resources. So it's nice to be able to help people find the value, without having to make some of those more costly mistakes and things. Because sometimes it really is the case that you kind of get into some FOMO, early on chain, and you kind of just go like, oh, the hype is there, and you want that thing, and it's so expensive, and you put all your eggs in that basket, and then it just like slow rugs you or crumbles. And without that experience, it's just so hard to see to find the value. So, but it's cool to hear about your perspective. On entering into blockchain from that fundamental immutability, being of importance. And I imagine that within coming from a perspective of having you know in an Arabic speaking person and as an Arab individual, like what is it to you that makes ENS and Ethereum and blockchain important and vital and necessary, and that you can see that the adoption is going to happen here? You're really betting heavily in that, and trying to encourage and facilitate it. So I just love to hear your kind of thesis on it.
Definitely. The three areas that I see, at least three topics that got me involved in the Arabic. First of all, I I understand the language. I grew up there. I grew up in the region in the Middle East, and I understand how ways work around there, and how people think, and how the culture is 100%, right? So uh, there is the lack. Whenever I talk to my friends, last year I visited my home country, and I was talking to a lot of my friends that are around the same age, and they're very, very smart people. And the number one thing that they lack, it's not like they don't understand Web3, they don't understand the blockchain. More of a, they don't know much about it. They lack education more than anything. um, and and the gap, the number one gap that I've seen is education for the region there. The very interesting part that once people start to understand, and they eventually will, the masses will slowly, understand. It will take time, and everybody's fine with that. That's how adoption should be. But somebody has to start, you know, putting out a lot of more educational content, especially if you understand like a very complicated um, area or a very complicated, complex concept, and you have to dumb it down to like a very simple normie or non-crypto person. And that's where when I started my YouTube channel a few months ago, focusing on the Arabic crowd and Arabic speaking people, and just dumbing down all the bigger concepts, from blockchain to Web3 culture in general. And yeah, and my focus was ENS, and eventually where I got to ENS, and that's where I want to focus on. So once they understand that, from my perspective, I mean, let's get to ENS. We can start talking about ENS. The culture itself, the people, they love flexing. We are on, like, there's so many humble people, but at the same time there's inequality, where you'll see a lot of people who flex their cars, their digits. They love the digits, man. They love digits. They love, short names, short, and as as it's been said multiple times, there's, for example, a whiteboard. Okay, let's talk about a whiteboard, like a simple whiteboard. One would cost like $100. The other one would cost $10,000, right? They would literally go and buy the $10,000 if they can afford it, because just to go back to their friends, family, and people, to, hey, whenever they visit, hey, we got this. Oh, do you see this whiteboard? It's the same exact one, right? But they would say, oh, they just want to flex on their in their society, and that's how it is. That's how it's been for years. Um, it is not the best trait, but it's reality there. The number one topic that I want to talk about, why Web3 is very, very, very important to the Middle East, MENA region, and that comes before any flexing, any of that. The Web3 in general is very important because a lot of good governments are, we've seen, Dubai and UAE, they're very open to Web3, but on the other side, we've seen Lebanon, right? They're debasing their currency like crazy, like if exponentially. And if you track any financial, like, um, currencies, go and check the Lebanese lira, and go check how it's been debased the past, I would say, 5 years, exponentially. The people who've been saving their money in the banks the past 40, 30, 40 years, it's gone. It's worthless now. It's worthless. And some banks, till this day, you cannot. They froze their accounts, and you cannot cash out your money or whatnot. So uh, till this point, they're trying to block a lot of IP addresses, a lot of websites, that concerns the cryptocurrency, and they ban them. They're illegal, whatever, because they see the threat for the government. They want to contain their people with whatever they give them only, and that's how bad it is. So a lot of people from Lebanon, for example, they actually see, and they live it. They live this reality. It's their reality, where Bitcoin and Ethereum, to us, it's play money. To them, they actually hedge their. It's a safe haven, and that they it motivated me to, okay, people are, it can change their lives. It's not just becoming, oh, it's an NFT, it's a cool art on the blockchain. It's not just that. It's changing lives, and Yeah, I can go on and on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh man, I mean, it's interesting. You've brought my awareness to something in a different. I mean, I think there's a lot of times there's things that we're aware of, but we haven't verbalized, or really articulated the thought yet. And so it's like you can't speak about Arabic and like Middle Eastern adoption of ENS and crypto in general without talking about the inequality. Like those, because those are your two sectors. Like that's what you just described. And so that's really interesting to me that you're going to have like one class of buyers for um really rare, really scarce, .eth, right? You're going to have definitely some market there. And then likewise, there's going to be just the phenomena of like everyday, users just seeking to have some kind of immutable ability to transact on chain and to hedge against the losses that are happening by perhaps, in the case of Lebanon, definitely some abuses. So, I mean, how do we serve both of those markets? What's the right play, or like how do so this is interesting to me. I think the adoption and onboarding, you'll have people who fit both descriptions watching your videos, right? You'll have people learning MetaMask and learning, the general principles of blockchain, who are doing that from, relative luxury, and others who are doing that from quite a bit of scarcity, and both will have an opportunity, potentially to really multiply whatever resources that they do have, and to lose like we have through our learning experiences. So I mean, those losses are a lot harder felt by the less fortunate. So I just think it's really cool and important to really orient a lot of the conversation to those who are onboarding with less resources, and how to kind of stay safe and protect those assets which you do accrue, and how to not go into FOMO into some nonsense, but try to see value where you can find it. And that's a big part. It's tricky to do because there's a big language barrier. Like in this, I've found that across all of the different international communities, that like this market and the market cap happens a lot in English, in North American time zones and stuff like that, and in European markets and in Asian markets, but like dominant in certain areas of the world for sure. And so because of that, there's this translational cultural, communication component that's so important for the greater adoption. So that's why I'm really interested, I think, in particularly what you're doing. And so I think I'd like to hear next, man, about, we talked a little bit how you got, your interest in crypto in general, and about kind of more broadly, the Middle Eastern world, and the importance of adoption in crypto. Maybe we could move to some more specifics and kind of touch on, when it comes down to it, I mean, what's the ENS play going to be for the mass adoption in this, community? Is it going to be like Arab names, Arab text, names, or is it going to be English names, or is it going to be English digits or Arab digits? Like what? Where do you? And is it all of the above? Is it emojis? Emojis are so universal; they kind of transcend everything. How do you kind of see, the next 5 years or whatever unfolding as, these pockets of, adoption start to happen around the videos that you're producing and that others will be producing?
Definitely. So, at least my perspective to adoption, it will be um, hmm, interesting. The very first category would go as first names, and and big company names, and small company names, medium sized names, in English letters, and that's because it's a universal language, right? And the very next one would be and of course the digits. 3 digits, 4 digits. They love the digits. Arabs love the digits. Remember that. The very next one would be Arabic digits, and that's solely would be either it's very hard. I'll be honest with you. I cannot see right now people building, companies and whatnot on top of Arabic digits, and that might be the case in the future, but right now I can't see it. What I see is owning it to flex. Hey, look, these numbers are in my wallet: 777, 444, whatever their meaning is, to the holders, to their holders. And later, uh, this is in that's how I sort them. The third one would be, my opinion, the Arabic uh, names and company names. I still cannot see. Unfortunately, I say that I still cannot see the names and the company names in general. The Arabic ones would be the top one or two uh, on my list. It would be the very top, the third one on my list, because it's still a lot of people use it, but if you have to, in the Middle East, if you have to let them choose between an English letter one or an Arabic letter one, they would go with the English just because it has a broader, people can broader audience, and they can read it more globally, I would say. Um, yeah, that's my vision on it, or my take. But the vision from here to 3 years, I would say, I would say, Dubai right now. I've been on top of it. Um, Dubai is Dubai wants to become like the global tech hub for all the tech companies in the world, and they're embracing the Web3 like no other. They've been pushing and pushing, pushing about Web3. I forgot about the news, but they have a museum of the future, and where people, it eases, you can apply your ideas and whatnot globally from around the world, and they can adopt it no matter what sector it is, and they included the Web3. And that's, I don't think they announced it yet, but I'm jumping the gun here. But it's they include the Web3 in it, as a tech sector, and they have a lot of you know easiness with the visas, with issuing the visas if you have a legitimate Web3 company, or project that you want to, that you can benefit the country and globally in general, the city, country, and globally. They can definitely remember that Dubai in general as a city, it's they have zero income tax, and they have almost zero. A lot of companies, you can register your company within a zero taxes. There's a region where you can register your company with zero income and revenue taxes, sales taxes. So this is a very big push to to all the Web3 people if they want to register their companies there. This is the number one hub in the MENA region, and a lot of people been I've seen they've been registering names of companies, of people that are in that city, and it's not a bad thing. And yeah, I definitely encourage that. I encourage not companies' names, but more of not a financial advice, but I'm just saying, like, you can register like a very generic UAE or Dubai related things. That's weighing your options, and weighing it the right way, my opinion.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a little bit, and how to, just from an investment perspective, because some of my domains are I intend to build on, some are really speculative, and some are, just like, I think that this will have value, and it's definitely, I'm hoping to convert for some value, and probably not going to build on it myself. So I got some that were like, I guess they're like emoji Muhammad derivatives. They're like prayer hands Muhammad, spelled like the most you know, conventional way. And like, I don't know, dude. I might have registered like a handful of these, such as praise to Allah. things like that I was like, dude, like subdomaining that, like the whole, like Muslim world, could potentially find, value in identifying in that way with a subdomain or something. I think that's kind of cool. But I was sort of like, I don't know, I feel like that's like kind of for the person who's passionate about that. You know what I mean? I feel like as I sort of held different domains, it felt different to hold different domains. And so I've since sort of started to really focus more in the areas where I have like more of a personal connection to the domain. And I think that's important to remember in your own experience and to just apply that externally to what other people may value. So I'm really interested in emojis right now. I've been going off, man, on like I'm probably sitting on like, I don't know, like 52 emoji combos. I'm calling them two ECs. Um, like I'm rocking my alien pirate flag over here, and I don't know if the world will value them. You know what I mean? I don't know if but I do. I think they're scarce and interesting, and there's going to be like different Arab relevant derivatives. With any of those that might be cool to people in the listeners. But
Yeah,
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 go on.
definitely, definitely. One last thing, I don't want to forget to mention that last time I forgot to mention that a very important one where the the MENA region in general, the Middle East, is a very conservative when it comes to bad words or cuss words or whatever. They don't embrace it as much as they don't see it like. This is a tip for everybody who's registering like names and trying to register. You just steer away from like bad names or stuff like that. They don't like it. We don't embrace it at all. As a people in the Middle East, they definitely are for the religious names and religious uh, monumental like names, like such as what do you call it? Where um, yeah, yeah. Let's keep it at that. Places with meaning regarding like the Islam or Islamic names or Islamic, favorite Islamic places, stuff like that. Yeah, they're definitely going to hold value, Arabic and English, my opinion.
Interesting. Yeah, I was thinking about this a lot, and then I was thinking about like just the connection to that which is in your wallet, and in some cases it feels like you were saying I like I'm not sure if I would encourage grabbing people companies IP and stuff like that. Like that's like a matter of personal opinion, how people feel about it, and how they what their strategy is, and so we both are totally in agreement on that. And I feel like the personal experience is the best way, just like what you're saying in the beginning. Like, you kind of make some errors, and it just helps refine you. It's like the refining fire. And likewise, as my wallet fills up, I'm like, okay, there's certain things I feel great about. There's certain things I've registered that are registered for a long period of time. And I just like, I know they won't sell. I know I won't renew them. And there's other stuff that I've only registered for a short time, but I can hardly hang on to it. I don't want to let it go. These two emoji combos in particular. And so without shilling those anymore, I just kind of wanted to say that value pops up in really strange ways in this marketplace. And history is what brought me here in the first place. I just started saying, where is the earliest stuff on chain? And so um, without we've been 40 minutes in on the interview. I'm really enjoying it. We've got some legends up here with us, so I want to kind of open the floor to introduce 00 and 448 and Tiberius and not type, no type. Let you guys get up in here and ask some questions and stuff. And before welcoming y'all, I just wanted to say that yeah, that has been the biggest surprise for me is the way that the value has popped up on the pre-punks and stuff recently, like in the way that imaging is happening on ENS Vision, the way that we're able to kind of sort and see, and some of these other lists that are showing us the scarcity and I really think um, it's difficult to communicate all of this. Like Thread Girl said to me, dude, she said, "Hey, it's with regard to the English language stuff. She said, it's your culture. You guys have a field day. She said, I don't feel so comfortable registering domains in English in that, you know? And I really stopped for a minute. I was like, dude, you're kind of right. Like we have an advantage here, you know, those of us who are English speaking natively in the US and stuff with regard to like trying to get on anything that's like culturally kitschy or kind of like, you know, natively significant. But then I just realized in this conversation with you that the inverse is definitely true. Like, you know what I mean? So that's interesting to me that you will have awareness of something. So it'd be kind of cool to do like an alpha session with you guys, you know, as we welcome the convo to questions for Bishara and convo with Bishara. If anyone wants to drop any suspected, like, you know, Arabic native alpha or emoji Arabic combo alpha or stuff that you think might be cool, relevant to the Middle Eastern culture and community, that would be cool to hear. And yeah, so anyway, so welcome 00. Are you able to join us in chat, my guy? It's great to have you here.
Hey, how's it going? No, I appreciate having me on and Bashara. So my experience with Bashara, actually, Bashara is my consultant for Arabic. So any questions I have, I go straight to Bashara, and he's the only person I trust. Not that I don't trust other people, but I do trust his opinion, and he'll tell me yes or no without sugarcoating it. So I appreciate Bashara, and he's a huge educator. This is one of the reasons I'm a big fan of Bashara, because he educates, and what he says, we always listen. So I'm just happy to be friends with Bashara, and lucky to be able to DM him anytime I wish. But if all the listeners down here, if you have any questions, Bashara's the one guy you can DM, and he'll DM you back. And he'll DM you the honest truth, like, is this good or bad? He'll just say, it's bad. He won't sugarcoat it. But that's the best way to learn, and he's honest with you. So that's the most important thing.
That's a pretty awesome endorsement from you, 00. That's rad. Yeah, I've had a similar experience with Bishara where it's just friendly and responsive and professional and just so kind and pleasant, courteous. Just really a lot of respect for you, Bishara. What's up, Tiberius?
Hey guys, GM, good to be here. Bashara, good to meet you. I think this is the first time I'm speaking with you, but or we're on the same space. I have a question for you. I was thinking about the combinations with three-digit Arabic and three-digit English. If you see a premium for those, and what in your opinion, like knowing the people that are potential buyers of those, would that have an increased value? And if so, like by how much? Like, are we talking about just 2x or is it like a 20x kind of a potential? For example, if someone had like 777 in Arabic and English, selling it as a bundle. Thank you.
All right. Well, honestly, I have not seen any of those domains yet, but I'm thinking about them right now as you were talking. I believe I don't. I'll be really honest right now. I don't think there's going to be a big market for it. Either they're going to go with full English or full Arabic, but the market is the market. You don't know what they like, but to my understanding, my experience, I don't think there's a big market for it. They would rather go with five, for example, like you're talking about 3-3. They would rather go with six Arabic digits or six English digits altogether. It's hard, and it's hard to get a it's hard to see a buyer for both. Honestly, I can't see it. I just can't see it from my perspective. And all respect, if you're trying to if you already minted that, maybe, but I very I think the market is very thin for this collection. The mix between Arabic and English, especially three digits.
I'm sorry, maybe I was not very clear. I wasn't speaking about one NFT with a mix of Arabic and English. I was speaking about two NFTs, a three-digit English and a three-digit Arabic, but the same exact number, like 777 in English and another ENS 777 in Arabic.
Bundled
Yes,
together as a
yes.
package.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. Definitely a huge market for it. Okay, I misunderstood you then. Oh no, this is definitely if you go a lot of big cities, like Dubai, for example, they have English digits. They still on their license plates, for example, they still use English digits. In most cases, at least in Dubai city, there's other cities that use Arabic. Like for let's go to Saudi Arabia. They got their both English and Arabic. So yes, there's a demand for it, and from a holder's perspective, it makes total sense. If they speak both languages, they want to accumulate or they want to hold both numbers in Arabic and English to secure both. You know, from all perspectives, like from both languages, that definitely have a big market. And if you tell me you have both English and Arabic, if that DM me the bundle, I really want to take a look at them.
It would be awesome if there was, for example, a feature where two people could collectively sell those. Like for example, on ENS domains, I mean on ENS Vision, if we two people could sell one English, one Arabic, and then make a, divide the 50-50 or whatever they decide to do it, and then sell it as a bundle or purchase it. I've been thinking actually about purchasing one to match my the English one I have. So we'll see.
So I want to mention now that Tiberius and I are both involved in this ENS expert appraisals group. That's something that Tiberius, I think, has wisely recognized the value in this exercise, and having some valuation occurring and a conversation in our DM and everything. And it's really produced a lot of reality check for me, and I think for others, in the best possible way. So I just want to invite you all to be, part of what we're doing there. Especially you, Bishara, you'd be an excellent addition to this group. But yeah, the idea being like at least one a day of, of appraisal. So the community can say, what is this worth? And then everyone can respond. And the only people who can comment on the Twitter page are those people which the Twitter page follows, who are the members of the closed DM group. So that's kind of how we're doing that right now, and it's been interesting and good. And I've been falling a little behind. Sorry, Tiberius, I got to get caught up. There's probably about 5 or more daily words I got to go and appraise, but it's a fun exercise. It only takes a minute or two, and you kind of say the way that we're doing it is 3 fields: present value range, 12-month value range, and notes, and it has to fit into the 140 character tweet palette or whatever. So there you have it. That's an invitation. I think I just pinned amazed.eth, the more recent one that's been that we've been praising. So that's up there pinned, and we invite you, everyone who's here, to be involved in that. And I see you have your hand up there, Magnum. Sorry, you've been holding it up for a minute. What's up?
Hey guys, what's up? Appreciate you having this space. It's always good to pick your brains, and you guys definitely are putting a lot of content out. Good one at that. I just wanted to ask Bishara a technical question with regards to Arabic and whatnot, just because obviously we're all learning as we go along with with yourselves, with the natives. The other day I was trying to promote my number, my Arabic number, and I saw another person posting what I thought it was the same number, and the person referenced the number specifically with Dubai, because the number has something to do with Dubai, and I comment, it's just a cheeky saying, thank you for promoting my number, but it's my number, and then I understood that was the Persian number. So my question is, how do you see that going forward? Do you feel like the normalization will bring some differentiation?
I actually, I almost got caught up in this because on my, I would say back in April, May timeframe, I was trying to mint 3 digits, and I went to ENS Vision. I put a bulk, and they're all available. And on Twitter, everybody said, "Oh, the 3 digits, Arabic digits, were all minted." I'm like, "No, they're not, right?" And I can see them available on, on the blockchain. I'm like, "Wait, before I hit mint, and I wanted to mint 10 of them, or even more, at for a whole year, it was 6,000 or more dollars." I double checked with a lot of people, and they told me, okay, the Unicodes, and this is Farsi, and Farsi Persian is different than the Arabic, and we're only adopting the Arabic, and this is a different Unicode, even though they look exactly the same. Like, to an Arabic speaker, it's exactly the same. Like, they look the same, okay, but behind it, the Unicode is different. Um, I see. I mean, I saw a couple of months ago. Honestly, I was. It definitely deters a lot of buyers, and it scares them away. Um, but I believe there's a, like, ENS Vision solved that. At least ENS Vision, they have two different categories: one for Arabic, one for Persian, and they look exactly the same. The numbers. Um, they're two different clubs. I don't see them, clashing. Yes, there's some clash at the beginning, but now a lot of people understood that there are, for the same digit, you can represent it. It can be represented in two different Unicodes. At least that's what, whenever I try to educate people and put my content out, I tell them, "Oh, this is Persian." I always try to mention that this is, some numbers are Persian, some numbers are Arabic, and they look exactly the same. So don't get confused. And you can go to ENS Vision to double check that. The only numbers that are the numbers that are mentioned in ENS Vision, 3 digit or 999 Club Arabic, they're the only, Arabic, real Arabic category. The other one, by real, I mean, Arabic category. But and there's another category, if I'm not mistaken, it's mentioned Persian, and they look exactly identical. And yes, it's going to be confusion, because on the keyboard, whenever you type it on your phone, at least my keyboard on my iPhone, it types it with real Arabic, this Unicode, the real Arabic digits. But when I typed it using on my laptop, it typed the Persian one, and they're always going to be the clash. They're always going to be the confusion. I don't see it being solved unless you go to ENS Vision. So far, or there's a website called Babel. I can send you the link in a bit, where you can double check the Unicode behind those digits. Yes, it's more work for the beginners or the new buyers, but this is the only way for now, unfortunately. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love both the Persian and the Arabic. There's no clash, no beef between us at all.
There's no
But it just
beef.
happened to be that.
It's so funny because Tiberius, I know, is involved in the Farsi club and the Digits Club, and then also a good friend of mine from Tonic Labs, who's also an ENS queen. And welcome, Sadaf. Um, she had, she's grown up in Iran and speaks Farsi, and so she was kind of like, I was asking her about these characters, and she's interested in owning Farsi characters and stuff. So it's really interesting, though, the confusion, and that's one of the things that it almost like creates value, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is the alpha. Half of the time, it's like with the emojis too. For me, it's kind of like, as long as something's broken, it's on sale. That sounds like kind of, this is coming from a guy who bought like an Xbox 360 at a garage sale and scraped the GPU off of it and put new thermal paste and wrapped it in a towel and baked it back to life. You know what I'm saying? So I like a good deal. Let's say I'm a frugal guy. I would never flex my expensive thing that I bought. I will flex my bargain items. I got this for 99 cents. I'm Greek, so we have even postponed Easter by 1 week to get a discount on the candy, I suspect. So it goes deep. um, but anyhow, yeah, no. So I've traveled around the Middle East to some extent, around the Mediterranean parts, a little bit, and I've really appreciated the shared culture and food, and we all dig our baklava together. We are all hanging out in the beautiful Mediterranean part of the world. So I feel like connected to my Arab brothers, and so I want you guys to know that this space to me is like an opportunity to go deeper with Bishara, to get to connect with you, get to know you. And now even more so, a chance to kind of connect with all y'all a little bit more about kind of where we want to take this, in the next months, all of what we've been doing with ENS. I love to see the adoption really happen. So everyone who wants to come alongside Bishara and really just acknowledge him, can we throw some hearts to Bishara right now? Let's give the guy the gratitude I think that is deserved, to say, you're really leading a charge. You're the tip of the spear. And to some extent, there's kind of like movements following, in the wake of what you're doing and as a result of what you're doing. So I just want to applaud you and invite everyone here who is ambitious and capable, and looking for partners who are, honest and have integrity and are reliable, to really come alongside Bishara and see what you guys can cook up together. I want to encourage you all and let you know that he's a true blue. Now,
Appreciate it, n0vax.
yeah.
I saw Son of Pearls in the audience. I want to give her a big shout out for doing a lot of the legwork recently. For she had a big cause that she's been doing and volunteering, and it was the Kentucky floods and hurricanes, and a lot of people been in that situation. We raised, as the ENS community, we raised some donations and money that we can give and give for the city. It was a beautiful cause, and I loved it. And that's how it should be. It's not just about sometimes it's financially, sometimes it's sharing your knowledge, sometimes it's just sharing your time, and they're all. I believe in abundance, and this is one of the things that comes back to you in a good way.
Yo, looks like you just accepted the invite to speak, Sadaf. I want to, if it's all right with you, Bishara, and everyone, I just want to invite, because I don't know enough about this, and I would like to hear, you share a bit about it. I was part of like some natural disasters in NorCal with the horrible fires, and like when I spoke with people about it sometimes, like even in the midst of it, they were like unaware, and I felt like it was so crazy. I was like suffering and running for my life, and people like just, hours away were like, "Oh, what? You had a fire near you? Okay." And so anyway, it'd be nice to hear Sadaf and get the report on how things are going and what kind of relief needs doing.
Hey guys, thanks for inviting me up, n0vax and Bishara. Thank you for that great shout out. Yeah, we have been collecting funds. Actually, it was a friend of mine, Rex, who hit me up. He's from Kentucky. He's from Louisville, so he grew up a couple hours away from where these natural disasters happened. But in short, they have just experienced record-breaking flash flooding. And in some parts, there have been as much as 43 feet of water. And he contacted me originally just asking if I could help out with some donations. And when I found out what happened, I realized we needed to do a lot more. And I know that the ENS community, I'm sorry, my cat is here to say hello as well. But I knew that the ENS community could definitely pull together and bring some funds to this place. It's a really small community. They have about 2,000 people there because every year they experience some sort of natural disaster, and they, in the mayor's words, are just losing their community. So we got on a FaceTime with the mayor of Jackson, Kentucky. I needed to, just make sure that she is who she says she is. And because if I was going to put my name behind this, I wanted to make sure everything was very legitimate before I started collecting anyone's money. So we hashed everything out. I kind of explained to her what we do with the ENS community. And I'm like, this is a great way for us to also kind of, utilize some of the ENS tech and try to kind of open our minds up to other ways that we can, use ENS and blockchain and maybe charitable causes and stuff will become more normalized for us here. But we ended up hosting a space with her. She was on with us for about 2 hours, just talking about what's going on over there. And I mean, I think there were like close to 50 casualties. A lot of them were children. Many people lost their homes. Thousands of people lost their homes. They had just experienced record-breaking flooding last year, and then this was actually worse than that. So, it's truly a tragedy. I know that a lot of people in this space don't know what's going on in the outside world, and I'm completely, the same way myself. I'm totally, face down in my work. But once I heard about this, it was hard not to care. So I encourage everybody, if you have anything that you can donate, even small donations, everything counts. We're going to be collecting all week, and you can send that to helpkentucky.eth. I have a ton more information on my page. We also started a Twitter page, Help Kentucky, and yeah, if you guys have anything that you can contribute, I mean, these people really need it. They've literally lost everything. Um, and yeah, I appreciate this community. We've already gotten a lot of big donations. We've gotten a lot of small donations. And I think I haven't been able to check yet this morning, but I believe we're just about at $7,000. And the drive is going on all week. We are going to end it at night on Sunday, and we have a 10K goal, so we are actually almost there. The first day we raised over $6,000, thankfully, and we had a huge donation come in from MYC. He donated 3,500, so that like really just set us over the top. And we're just so grateful for anything that we can do. This community is really strong, and this has been an excellent opportunity for us to really show that. And I think we've definitely stepped up. So I'm very grateful for you guys.
This is how it happens. This is like we're talking about adoption here, and take this into your, into relevance to you. Maybe you don't have the extra ETH to donate to help Kentucky.eth right now today. Maybe you do, and hopefully you do. But if you don't, consider what's happening here, because SADAF is kind of opening a door by which people in need are going to receive relief in a way that's going to cause them to adopt funds. I mean, I'm not saying this in a disaster capitalist way. It's the opposite. It's saying that this can be a tool of helping in times of need. And if it requires people to learn to adopt and use the tools in times of need, then we can be there to help them, do that. So I think that we're serving an important need here, and that there's everywhere, the world is not lacking for people in desperate circumstances, and increasingly so with the natural disasters recently. So please do consider ways that you can serve your community locally. I know that in the Middle Eastern and Arabic world, that's going to be increasingly more important. In Lebanon, never more important. And seeing people hurting for the basic necessities, inflation, the devaluation of currency. This is the whole thing. What we're here to, what brought us to crypto, what brought us to decentralization in the first place. So carry the banner now more than ever. That's the place to do it more than flexing a digit club or any other thing. Like, that's the most impactful thing that we can really bring the heart and soul to crypto and show people that beautiful character, that resonates within the voice and the higher intention. So I think we're right on the target there. I don't want to neglect to bring 448, who's an all-time legend of the space. And then I just want to give everyone the opportunity here to speak. If there's anything finally that we want to close with, I want to kind of wrap up and wind down. But thank Bishara for being here, and go to 448 real quick. And thank you, Sadaf, real quick, actually, for being here too. This is really special, and much gratitude to you. And we always will be there in whatever way we can. I know that help Kentucky.eth is a revolutionary moment, and it shouldn't go like, it should definitely cross the 10K mark. I think we could do a lot better. So let's share it out at the very least. If we can't donate, let's do a share. I've pinned it up here, so make the share. And then 448, what's going on? You've been quiet this time. Would you like to join the convo at all before we close up?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, I've been listening in. Very interesting discussion. So I'm not actually really conservative about ENS. I hold only English names, but like I'm not against anything. I really see the potential. Um so great that you are like exploring these things and sharing it with the community, not just keeping for yourself. And I really love side of what you're doing. I already said it about the TikTok, but in this case, it's really amazing that you can like sort these things, set up the account, set up the address, communicate with them, and really like give opportunities to help. So that's amazing. And yeah, I don't know if I have much to share, but one thing I can share, I made a cool Twitter. I initially I made the article, but I also made a Twitter thread. It's all images basically of the big sales. You can look into that, and yeah, in the like top 27 list, there's one Arabic name, and it's 000. It's MYC sale. So Arabic is being in the list. It's like 100 plus thousand sales. So make sure to check it out. There have been many offers, many expensive registrations, and yeah, you can check it out. I could, yeah, just you can find it in my profile. I'll retweet, so it's up there.
No, pin
And yeah,
it, please
thank you
do.
guys for this
If you
discussion.
if you wouldn't mind, I saw a glimpse of it earlier, I believe, and it was so informative. So if you were able and were willing, I just pinned another your pinned post 448. But if you have that other one, was that you that just put together that valuation of the top sales this morning in Kev's space?
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Dude, I mean,
Oh,
applause to you. That's just such a concise view of the real USD, adjusted, cost of the highest selling assets on ENS. So Zero, you're going to want to see that too if you haven't. There it is. Yeah, it's just been
yeah, I
pinned.
managed to pin it up there. Yeah. Sorry, sorry, guys. The Arabic, it's written 50 ETH. It's actually 100, but the dollar value is right. And I already made the changes on the article which I posted, so that's all right. But yeah, there's a small mistake, but don't worry, it's all fixed by now.
Nice, nice. Wow, this is super cool. So let's check it out. Let's just do it by way of review. 000 still the top dog, $322,000 equivalent, 300 Ethereum sale. ABC secondary to that, fascinating, with a 90 ETH sale when ETH was up. That's 257K USD. DPAC number 3, 225. Porno number 4, 202. We're talking USD hundreds of thousands. Art DAO, fascinating, $193,000, 59 Ethereum for Art DAO. OpenSea is up there at number 6? Yeah, I believe so. And then 555, number 7 for 163,000. Hodl, 160,000. Flaming Heart emoji. Oh, what's that doing at the top of it? I'm telling you guys, I got a Flaming Heart beer, and I have Flaming Heart emoji soccer ball. I have Flaming Heart emoji video game control. I'm telling you, I think that the two emoji combos are going to take off. Look at this. Anyway, we've got Trade.eth, we got Ukraine.eth in the $150,000 range. Look, you can see the rest for yourself, guys. This is a really incredible graphic that helps us to understand the true value, the true economic decision to part with the resources and their USD equivalent value was sorted. This is what it is. So I feel that this sort of visualization is really helpful. Maybe 0, maybe you guys can adopt some type of sort feature like this, or a highlight feature where it has a USD adjusted value. Furian's probably going to be pissed if we throw more stuff at him, huh? He's just going to say, no, I walk away from it entirely. He'll just rug it all. Yeah, no, I know that the devs there can handle it. So I don't know if you're there, Zero, but that would be cool to see.
I'm here. I'm just driving. Sorry.
Oh, cool. All good. Yeah. Does that sound interesting to you, man? Throwing up these USD values of like a highlights on the top sales. It could be a cool thing to feature.
Don't we have top sales? Or you want a long, like a year-long top sales that we're talking about?
No, his saying like to add not just the ETH value, but USD value next to the top sales. That's all.
Oh, I guess, but the value, I mean, I can ask them, but right now it's a little, that part is a little crowded, so maybe we can put a little section. I don't know. I can talk to them. Well,
Yo,
we're
when you
open,
get a
so you
chance,
can.
when you're not driving, this is something kind of cool that 448 has just put together today. It's pinned, that has like just the top, I don't know, what is it, 27 last,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's top 27 sales sorted by dollar value. I actually excluded 5 sales, paradigm tree joke sales. I wrote about them in article, but like basically it's that just shit, and it doesn't like help you to appraise domains. So I excluded that. So there's more of that. But yeah, just like I looked into the header scan for the value of it at the time of writing, and I got these USD values because yeah, like we see this porno sale as second one, but it's actually ABC, and the third one is Deepak, and like everybody has like forgot that sale. And really interesting to see these 30 and 35 each sales actually being like in top 20, while Sam, which sold for 100 each, which is like at the bottom for $100,000. I actually even rounded up it a little bit because it was like $994 at the time. So that's just really interesting to see them sorted like this by dollar value.
At time of sale, I guess. Yeah, but sorted by dollar value, and it's the you could say, because you pulled out the suspected washes, you could call it the wash adjusted dollar value sorted or sorted by dollar value at time of sale. But I mean, it's just like such a specific window. But I think that it could be programmatically included in ENS Vision, is what I'm saying. Like there's a way to just make this a part of the top sales highlight. You know, you kind of have to find a way to brand it or name it so that it makes sense to people what they're looking at. But I just think that there's so much value in this graphic, man. 448, you really, this is like what we all want to know in a way, sort of. I mean, it really shows us the meat. So this is really cool. Well, should we go out with some more of this epic Arabic trance music and just kind of wind out? It's getting late in the Arabic Middle Eastern world. I think it was like 8 or 9 in Dubai when we started the space. So if we do have any listeners, you're probably getting ready for sleepy time. And then for us here in California, I'm about ready. It's 11 a.m. I'm about ready to get some beach time. I'm always saying that, and it's true. So I'm going to try and put my feet in the sand today, and hope that you guys are likewise enjoying yourselves. And get the music playing right now. Let's go. And Sadaf, pull out the headset. Sadaf, you're really inspiring. Thank you so much for what you're doing. This is really cool. So thank you. Also, Bishara, if we're able to connect again, in the near future, I'd like to just check in with you every so often, periodically, and love hanging out with you on Kev's Spaces. Everyone who's here is usually there or aware of it over there. But if you're not, we're usually hanging out quite early on the ENS Update show with Kev. We have a good old time over there, and the co-hosts are always amazing, Master and Ron and John, official ETH nerd. Just like a core crew who are really consistent in kind of relaying the alpha and just staying aware of all the developments. These sales, a lot of times we've been tracking them live on, each day. So it's a great community to be a part of. We invite everyone to come and continue to keep the fire burning. Thank you, Bishara. If you have anything last to say, Bishara, especially, the stage is yours. Kind of like promote or call attention to anything that you want to underscore and highlight. Now's the time to do it.
Not really to promote, but more of I hope everybody have a beautiful Tuesday, and we got just keep the fire going, as you said. Just remember, whenever it comes to knowledge, like if you share it with somebody, it's not coming out of your pocket. Just remember that you have two people sharing the same information. So abundance, man.
Abundance, and blessings to everyone. If you're hearing this, you're you're early, so take advantage of that information, but don't go and ape into just one thing all at once. Be patient. That's the big lesson, is that the FOMO, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for the mental health. And share that alpha a bit. Get a sense of whether or not you're building into a bridge to nowhere. I'm sitting on a lot of 2 emoji combos right now. In fact, just a plea to help me so that I don't go homeless over this investment. Zero, can we get 2 emoji combos up on the categories? I got to submit the thing, the community side. Let's go.
I mean, I can ask.
I don't know if there's a market for them, man. They're not hardly near registered, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm telling you, it's coming. 2 emoji combos. They are going to have their day, come hell or high water. Anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And thank you again, Bishara. Yeah, we'll guys catch you on the next one. I try and do these like once a week or once every 2 weeks at the minimum. Host some spaces because I'm always hosting from everywhere else, and people are like, "Who are you?" So I try to host like an artist or a personality from the community every so often here. And so this has been a wonderful one. Thank you, everyone. Catch you at the next one. Hearts, throw the hearts. Hearts for Bishara. Hearts for the Arab ENS communities. Let's go.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but just want to mention that tomorrow at the same time we'll be having Arabic, probably the first Arabic ENS space with Bishara. So you guys are most than welcome to join us.
Yes.
Bishara, what time is that? What time is that one?
That's going to be around 12. Once we confirm the time, I'll share it, but around 12 Central Time.
Oh, we got advertisements. They're trying to make us listen to ads during the party time. Come on. No ads, guys. You got to refresh. This is the secret of YouTube. If you listen in the browser, don't listen in the app. If it feeds you an ad, just refresh. When are they going to finally? I mean, I've been cheating YouTube of ads for years this way. It's so simple. Anyway, yes, Seven Eyes. If you get the space out, I'm screenshotting your profile. I just followed you back. I will retweet and make sure that I spread the word wherever I'm able about the space with Bishara tomorrow. And Bishara, if you get that link before me, hit me in the DMs with it, and just make sure to share it out, guys. Sharing is caring. It does really help us all to kind of spread the word, obviously. So definitely thank you for sharing it out, and appreciate you all. Feel free to jump up. I'm just going to let the music play. I like for longer spaces like this, I like to just let the music play for a minute. Anyone thinks of anything they want to share or didn't, is kind of sitting on the fence on something, give them the space. Shawnee Mizrahi is up in the space right now. Thank you for Mizrahi for being up here.
What's up, guys? I love being here with you guys.
Heck yeah. What are you thinking, man? Do you have any Arabic, any digits or any Arabic ENS? Are you just learning, interested? Your name seems like it's potentially Middle Eastern of origin.
My name is like a Hebrew name. I don't have any digits or anything like that. I want to get some, but hopefully soon.
There's some interesting things with the Hebrew digits and the Hebrew characters. I was looking into some. I think the market there is really yet to take full, because it's challenging. I mean, the keyboard layout, the right to left thing, and the it's seriously a challenge with the multiple interpretations, and you can't have a pure digit club because of the multiple the different interpretation of digits. So, but it's super interesting to me. And there's a couple Hebrew words that I'm super interested to actually register still that they haven't been taken yet. And likewise, a lot of people may not realize, but I read a thread the other day. I wish I could find it and pin it, about Arabic being the source, actually. Arabic being like the source of our, or one of the earliest origins of, our mathematical understanding, and so many different great historical Arab mathematicians. Math and Arab culture go so hand in hand. So that's really interesting to understand digits in that context, that some of these digit symbols in Arabic are among, the earliest to describe our modern conception of mathematics. And somebody contextualized the digits that way to me recently and made me say, that's special. Yeah, what's up, 44?
Yeah, just sent $100 to help Kentucky and hope you raise up at least 10,000.
You are such a class act, man. Oh my gosh. That's
Well,
incredible.
448, thank you so much. That is honestly, that's incredibly generous of you. I really, really appreciate it, and I know the people of Jackson will appreciate it as well.
When help Kentucky TikTok.
You know, I think I actually might be working on something today for that.
Nice.
I just wanted to mention we're going to be making a POAP that's going to be available to everybody that has donated. So I'll have that in a day or so when the POAP guys get back to me.
That's dope. I'm excited for that.
Right on, Sadaf. That's a really cool way to do it. I love that idea. And yeah, I can't wait to see the art. It's fascinating. It's going to be interesting. Will you share it out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll show everybody what it looks like. I'll throw up a couple of tweets and stuff once I have it all organized.
Awesome.
Thank you again, 448. Thank you again. We got a couple of donations while I was speaking, and I just want to tell everybody how much I appreciate it.
Wow, really? Okay. Hey, thanks for relaying that information. That's really cool to hear. Thank you guys, everyone who was here and who donated here, and really appreciate you. And 448, that's a huge, generous donation, really. Really cool. So everyone have a wonderful Tuesday. Thanks again. Throw that love to Bishara, give him a follow, and we'll catch you all soon.